In today's video, we're talking about and sharing 7 signs you have ADD or ADHD. Hello everyone, and welcome to Psychology Watch. If you enjoy things about psychology and the mind, we hope you enjoy this video about 7 signs you might have ADD or ADHD. Keep in mind that this is not professional advice and should not be used to diagnose you or anyone else in your life. This video should only be used to learn what some of the signs are. And if you suspect that you or someone else has a medical condition, please do your best to reach out to a licensed professional. With that out of the way, let's get started. What is ADHD? Attention Deficit Disorder, ADD, and Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ADHD, are 2 conditions that can make it difficult to focus, sit still, or pay attention. While many people have ADD or ADHD without knowing it, others are able to manage their symptoms with a lifestyle change and medication. While it was once considered to be a childhood condition, it has been found that many adults suffer from ADD and ADHD as well. If you are unsure whether you have these conditions, here are 7 signs that will help you figure out if they apply to you. Impulsiveness, hyperactivity, impatience. Many adults, and especially children, are hyperactive. This is the outcome of so much nervous energy that they can't keep contained inside their body. ADHD is a common issue amongst both minors and adults, although it occurs more frequently in younger generations. People suffering from this problem tend to misbehave or act out just because they lack other ways to release all that internalized energy. Attention Deficit Disorder, ADD, and ADHD are similar in terms of symptoms and most of the time used interchangeably. However, there's one prime difference between the 2. People with ADHD display hyperactivity that individuals with ADD lack. That said, let's look at all 7 telltale signs for people struggling with ADHD or ADD. Number 1, they have trouble focusing. Those with ADHD often have a hard time focusing on the job at hand. Why? Well, it's mostly because they get easily distracted and overlook details. Consequently, they have difficulty finding the right words in a conversation. The reason is simple. The ADHD brain works fast and sometimes words may trip over. Additionally, note that many people with ADHD or ADD have social anxiety. According to experts, the communication between the internal and external mind can be fraught. This is especially stressful when you are having a heated exchange. Verbal clarity comes after the other person has said their piece and the conversation is over. Number 2, they are forgetful. Children with ADHD may often forget things. Whether it is doing their homework or daily chores, remembering stuff is difficult for them. This is because of their inattentiveness. It leads them to make careless mistakes. As for adults, individuals suffering from ADHD or ADD display similar traits. They are forgetful too, but their forgetfulness is not a reflection of their feelings. For example, they may forget to get their significant other a birthday present. However, this does not summarize their love towards them. People with ADHD are prone to losing things since their memory fails them at times. Whether it is taking the trash out or paying bills on time, ADHD patients are more likely to forget their responsibility, unintentionally of course. Number 3, they display impulsiveness. Impulsiveness can be anything from interrupting others to making rash decisions. Adults suffering from ADHD also battle impulsiveness. Impulsiveness comes in many forms, including rushing through things and disregarding social norms. A simple way to check your impulsivity is to look at your shopping pattern. Do you often go on a shopping spree? Do you buy items that you cannot afford on an impulse? Do you make large purchases you cannot afford? If any of these answers are yes, you may be suffering from ADHD or ADD. A doctor may diagnose an individual as impulsive and hyperactive if they seem restless, they talk too much, they have difficulty waiting their turn, they have trouble maintaining a stable posture, or they are unable to take part in leisure activities. Number 4, they have anxiety. 50% of adults have an anxiety disorder, which is a common symptom of adult ADHD. Restlessness and impulsiveness are two traits that go hand in hand with anxiety. Since people with ADHD are fidgety, they may feel anxious in situations where they are needed to sit still. Similarly, they get anxious when they are unable to complete tasks quickly. And as a result of their disorganization, they often procrastinate. This leads to a lot of work piling up and them feeling anxious. While most people may avoid this by completing tasks timely thanks to their perfect organization skills, ADHD patients fail to do so. Number 5, they lack motivation. Lack of motivation is a common sighting in children with ADHD or ADD, but it is also found in adults, so it is not age-biased. People suffering from ADHD struggle to find the motivation to get things done. Whether it is at home, school, or work, you'll have trouble getting motivated. By lack of motivation, we don't mean you don't feel like doing things you generally hate. ADHD patients don't have the will to do something that they love doing otherwise either. If you notice yourself feeling extremely unmotivated, it is best to get a psychiatrist involved for an ADHD diagnosis. Number 6, they are an emotional train wreck. An individual with ADHD or ADD may have trouble keeping their emotions in check, child or adult. While children may have temper tantrums, adults are more likely to get angry without reason. Due to ADHD, they may have mixed feelings at times. Controlling how you feel may become hectic as you don't know when you'll have another emotional outburst. If you're wondering why, the answer is simple. ADHD patients are always fatigued. They suffer from insomnia and spend more energy than required to keep themselves focused on a task. The smallest of things can trigger their emotional side and result in mood swings. For this reason, they are mostly in emotional turmoil. Number 7, they have many unfinished tasks. A person may find a lot of things captivating. However, ADHD prevents them from working on things. They may start learning the guitar, for instance, but they will surely have trouble finishing their guitar lessons. It is not that ADHD stops them from liking things. They may develop an interest in things more often, in fact. This leads them to start one task and jump onto the next one sooner than you'd expect. This is primarily because of their lack of focus. People with ADHD or ADD may have trouble focusing, even if someone is speaking directly to them. If you have ADHD or any suspicion, there are many treatment plans, including medication and therapy. You can get stimulants to ease the feelings of restlessness and hyperactivity. Therapy, on the other hand, is suggested in the long run. It helps you develop coping skills to deal with the symptoms. In any case, you can get your life back in control with time and with proper attention. With that, it's time for you to go watch the next video from Psychology Watch. Take a look at these videos and leave your comments down below. Oh, and subscribe.